Hello Capricorn, this is Kate from Clear Blue Tarot with a reading for you, a timeless reading, which I hope will be good for you whenever you decide to watch it. So it's a little bit of a challenging spread, but there is a lot of knowledge and wisdom that are coming from the challenges. You're learning and growing a lot. So in the center, we're starting here with the King of Water and the Messenger of Earth. Okay, now the King of Water in this setting really spoke to me of the meaning of seeing everyone's perspective with a loving heart before you make a decision, because the King of Water is so balanced in his emotions that he doesn't take things personally. He doesn't get defensive. He's very loving. So he's willing to take all the opinions of others without fighting back and sort of sift through it before he takes action through the Messenger of Earth energy covering him in this case. So that's sort of the basis, the foundation of this Celtic cross in the center, which is representing where you're at right now. Very balanced emotionally, about to take action, but really considering everyone's viewpoint before doing so. And then challenging you have the Beaver Spirit, which is lay a solid foundation. And that looks to me like maybe you're wanting to do something new, and so you've been thinking about it and getting opinions of others and trying to figure out what exactly you want to start laying the foundation for, a new venture using the Messenger of Earth energy. This foundation of the reading, what it's resting upon is the energy of the moon from the mystical Shaman oracle. And what that is saying to me is that there's a real knowledge that you've gained of the rhythms of the world, the planet that we live on, the rhythms of the moon, where there's equal amounts of dark and light. So the cycle of life, where nothing ever stays the same. You'll be up and you go down, and whether it's on a small basis, like all in one day, or if it's a longer term, like spreading out through many, many years of having a dark time or a light time. And sometimes both. You have some periods of your life that are heavy and dark, and you're going within and you're maybe in pain or you're suffering, you have angst, and then you'll rise up out of it into happiness again, joy, light. And at the same time, you have monthly cycles of different parts of your life, daily. So it's all commingling. It's sort of like one of those scenes in a movie where they show all the cogs working together, and there's the big ones and then the little ones, and sort of like I can't remember movies that have shown that, but when they go inside of a big clock and they show all the cogs, that's sort of what I'm getting from that. So in your recent past, you have the smoky mirror, which makes absolute sense because that is about looking into the murky, into the shadows, looking at yourself, but sometimes having to figure out what's true and what's not, and being a little bit confused. It's not everything is clear, so you're making your way through the fog or the murk to get some clarity. So that's what you're coming out of, and looks like you're still going through a little bit of that. You'll see in the future. Your near future card, I got the 5 of Pentacles, which is often described of as being left out in the cold. And I don't like that. Now it repeats in my head when I see this card, and there's just so much more to this card in my opinion, because there are stars above this couple's head, and there's stars all around this diamond shape that they're within. And the man is pointing off in the distance like there's hope. So it's sort of saying to me, if you're going through one of these moon phases where you're in the dark, if you're going through something where nothing's so clear, you're challenged by what to do next, and something has to be done next, but you don't quite know what it is, but you're sad, or you're in pain, or you're suffering in some way, there's always that hope. And if you have a balanced masculine, feminine energy within, you know, the action-oriented part of you is going to be looking forward for the next thing, as the more feminine part of you might be maybe more in pain. So there's a nurturing that goes on within us of our masculine and feminine sides, and there's always hope for the future. So just keep going, keep walking, step by step, day by day. It'll change on its own. You don't really have to change the cycle. It will do what it's meant to do for your path. You have to trust. The crown here is the transformation card, which in the Good Tarot, it's actually the death card, but it looks much gentler than the death card in most other decks. I did have the death card from the other deck fall onto the floor while I was shuffling, but I didn't keep it. So death has shown up twice, as death and as transformation. So that's 1313. Very important phase in your life, and it looks like something needs to be let go of, something needs to be changed and transformed, and I wanted to clarify that, so I did clarify that with the fire ant, and I also had the fish pop out at the same time as the fire ant. So the fire ant is about anger, gossip, blaming, things like this, and with the King of Water in the center, maybe as part of this smoky mirror you've realized maybe you have somewhat of a tendency to either do that yourself, get into like that, you know, gossipy energy or angry energy that's, you know, not really that kind, or you surround yourself with people like that, or you have people like that around you and they sort of do that with you, or you are around it when it's happening, and it's not good energy. It stings. It's unpleasant. So you're transforming that, you're walking away from that, you're nipping that. If people say something to you that's from that type of energy, you just cut it off. Oh, change the subject. You know, you don't want that in your life. I think you're really changing. And then the fish is about going with the flow. So that kind of fits in with the moon. There is the moon in the fish card. So I think with this as your foundation, it's again saying, if there's stuff to be angry about, if there's stuff that's gossipy around you, or there's people blaming you, or there's nastiness happening, just keep swimming. You know, I said keep walking, but also keep swimming, keep walking, keep moving, and it will fade, it will pass, it'll change. That's the easiest way to let go of dark times. What's within you right now is the Five of Wands, which again is echoing this sort of mental battle or physical world battle occurring around you or within you, where there is conflict. So that seems to be echoing here. What you're showing the world outwardly, though, is the Queen of Water, which is really beautiful because in the center of the reading you have the King of Water, and now here you are representing the Queen of Water. And I talked about the masculine, feminine, and the Five of Pentacles sort of helping each other through this time. So I think you have been going within enough, meditating and using the King of Water balance, King of Cups balanced energies of emotions, so that you are showing this calm, peaceful exterior, which is so beautiful these days that we really need people walking around in that energy with everything that's going on in the world. Even though it's a timeless reading, you may be watching this at a beautiful, peaceful time, but right now when I'm filming it, not so much. Your hopes and fears, I have the Fool card. So, you know, that could be either hope or fear. If you still don't know what you want to lay the solid foundation on and you're still sort of in this darkness, maybe you're fearing the unknown and that leap because you don't know what to do yet. Or you could be hopefully waiting for it and dying for the clarity that's going to come to propel you into that energy. So I'm not sure, but that did show up there. So that is a factor in your life right now. And then for the final outcome, I have the Tower. So sometimes with the Good Tarot, I see the Tower as being sort of like a fortress that you've built up. There's no lightning bolts. There's no forceful explosion of anything in this particular tower. It's a closed up fortress, almost like you're walled up inside. But it still does embody the meaning of the tower, where it is about surprise, change, something coming in to shake everything up. So you won't be in this tower for long. And that I clarified with the Earthkeeper from the Mystical Shaman Oracle and the Princess of Hearts. So it looks like you're going to get some sort of messages, and it's in regards to the Earthkeeper energy, which is about the environment, it's about the world, it's about the planet, it's about taking care of the physical aspects of your life, the physical aspects of the planet, animals, children, trees, plants, vegetables. So there's something coming in that is going to surprise you about maybe a new purpose, a new foundation that you're going to start laying, where you're going to be getting back to the earth, or you're going to feel drawn to taking care of one of these subjects that I just mentioned, the nature subjects. And maybe you're going to get a job offer. Maybe the Princess of Hearts is going to offer you some new opportunity, some job, or you're going to be embodying the Princess of Hearts, and you're going to be putting out messages. Maybe you're going to be writing and putting out messages about the earth and how we do need to love and care for our planet and our beautiful earth. And maybe that's a revelation that's coming to you after this transition that you're going through. The clarification card, the spiritual card that I pulled from the White Light Oracle for the very end of the reading here, is a beautiful, lovely card called Aurora of Gamma, and it is number 27. And now the Aurora is explained as the Roman goddess of the dawn, the bringer of light. And the Gamma is the gamma waves. So I'm really into Hertz tones. I listen to them a lot for meditation, or just at home for sleeping, or just in the background noise. Now the particular Hertz tones for the gamma waves are 40 Hertz and extending all the way up to 100 Hertz. So between 40 Hertz and 100 Hertz, you can listen to these tones to tap into this energy, and it's to transform knowledge into wisdom. So it's like sort of like what the King of Water is doing here, where he's filtering in the opinions of others and very calmly transforming them into spiritual knowledge. So this will help you if you're going to do this. It does indicate a shift into a new cycle and the growing presence of the light within, which is the creative light of spirit. So you are going to get hit with some new enlightenment, some new information that perhaps is going to draw you towards this feeling of wanting to take care of the planet more, as a new foundation for you to walk forward into. So I hope that you got some message out of this reading. It was nice, it was beautiful. Keep walking, keep swimming, get through this time if you are experiencing some heavier or conflictual energies, and I wish you luck, and I send you so much prayer and blessing, and I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you again next time. Thank you so much, Capricorn.